You know it, we know it, and I know it. Jam mains aren't exactly known for being the brightest bulbs in the box. That's why most of our games end up looking like this. So, since it's the beautiful season of giving, I thought I'd give my fellow Jam mains the best gift they could ever receive. A guide on how to do anything besides 236K. So if you're all ready to turn your games from this to that, let's jump into it. So, how do we actually start to get this little munchkin on the screen to win a game? The answer to that, my friend, actually lies closer than you probably think. We all know Jam's signature move, Ryujin, but did you know that it can be chained with other moves Jam has? If you get your timing right, you can cancel it into Gekirin or Kenrokaku. If your timing is really good, you can even do all three in one sitting. That's not all though. It gets better. Try Roman canceling after you do your little combo so that you can do it again. Even if you can't get the whole thing off though, you'll still have done some damage to your opponent, which is what counts in the end. To avoid predictability, however, try experimenting with the order of these three moves. For example, try starting the combo with Gekirin and then following up with Ryujin. Mess around with it for a while and you're bound to find something that works for you. As Jam, these three moves are going to be your bread and butter, so you should practice comboing them with each other. Speaking of these three, did you know that Jam has a move that lets you power them up? It's called Asanagi no Kokyu, and depending on how you input it, a different one of these three moves will power up. 22K strengthens Ryujin, 22S strengthens Gekirin, and finally, 22HS fortifies Kenrokaku. Note that the longer you hold down the specific attack button for Asanagi no Kokyu, the more of a boost you get. Moving on from that, here's a cool way you can throw off your opponent. Jam has a cool move called Bakushu, which is done by inputting 236S. What's cool about it is that by following it up with any one of the attack buttons other than Dust, you do a move corresponding to which of the attack buttons you pressed. Out of the four, there's one I want to tell you about specifically right now, Senri Shinsho. Senri Shinsho is done by pressing the heavy slash button after Bakushu, and it makes Jam face with the opponent and hit them from behind. This can let you get the jump on your opponent, and also let you start comboing them like the little gremlin you are. Keep in mind that you can also follow up Senri Shinsho after Hyapo Shinsho, which is the move you get when you input S after Bakushu. Alright, let's now focus on another of Jam's very useful moves in her toolkit, Hamon Kyaku. To do it, you just press kick during Bakushu. If you haven't noticed the trend by now, Bakushu and its sister moves are going to be a big part of your repertoire as Jam. Anyways, this move is great because it'll stun your opponent for a quick second, and not only that, if you're quick enough, you can follow it up with Ryujin, Gekirin, or Kenrokaku. Knowing this, it's a smart idea to do a combo with them like we talked about earlier, Roman cancel, and keep it going. That brings us to the end of my Jam guide. I know it's not a lot, and that Jam has a few other helpful moves, but I just wanted to give you a few tips and tricks you can use to up your game as Jam, not necessarily do a deep dive into mastering her. Go young Jam main, conquer the world, and have a very Merry Christmas.